Dear students, in this video we are going to study about reproduction in organism, which is the first chapter of your second PUC biology syllabus. In this chapter we will study in detail about two topics. One is the sexual reproduction and another one is the asexual. So these two are the types of the reproduction. One is asexual reproduction and the another one is the sexual reproduction. So before going in detail with these types, I will give you an introduction about this topic. That is, we all know that all living organism on this earth, it will shows the life cycle which involves birth, growth, maturation, reproduction, and finally it leads to the death. So all living organism on this earth, it shows the or which involves with the birth, growth, maturation, reproduction and the death. The period from the birth to death of an organism is represented as a lifespan, which is a very important question. So many times it has asked in your exam, define lifespan. So in a definition, the lifespan means the lifespan means the period from birth to the natural death of an organism is represented as a lifespan. So we all know that there are so many living organisms on this earth, and each organism is having its own lifespan, and it is not related to its size or complexity. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಸು ಅದ್ರದ್ದು ಸೈಜ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸಿಟಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಅದ್ರದ್ದು ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾನು ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಆಗಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ ಎನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಹಿಯರ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ the elephant, which is having the lifespan of 75 years, and one more example, that is the tortoise, which is having the lifespan with the average of 100 to 150 years, and one more example, that is parrot, which is a small bird which is having the lifespan of 140 years. So here the elephant is a huge animal. In a size, the elephant is very huge, and it is having the lifespan of 75 years. When we compare the size of elephant with the tortoise is a smaller one, which is having the lifespan of 100 to 150 years. So in this way, the size does not matter with the lifespan of an organism. So when we compare the parrot lifespan with these two, that is elephant and the tortoise, the parrot is a very small bird. So it is having the lifespan of about 140 years. That means the size or the complexity of an organism does not matter or does not decides its lifespan. So in this way, the lifespan, each organism on this earth is having its own lifespan. So when we come to the individuality of the organism's lifespan, so for example, if we take the elephant as an individual, if we take the tortoise as an individual, or parrot as an individual, so each individual is having its own lifespan. So that means not all elephants will live for 75 years. Some elephants may die before 75 years, that is 50-60 years, or some may go beyond the 75 years. For an example, one more, that is human beings. So human beings, we all know that it is having the lifespan of average with 100 years. So not all human beings will live for 100 years. So most of them will die before the 100 years, and some may go beyond the 100 years. So this is why the lifespan in the individual organism, it will differ mainly because of its physiological function, its body function, and another one is the genetical or genetic hereditary characters. So physiological function of the each individual and its genetic hereditary characters will decides the lifespan of an individual. So on that way, all organism on this earth, once it shows the birth, it has to come across with the death. So no organism on this earth is immortal. No organism on this earth is immortal. So immortal means amaratva. So amaratva anta andre save illadanthaddu anta. So the immortality is the one which does not show the death. So all organism on this earth is the one which come across with the death. But there is a exceptional case, that is single-celled organisms. So here the single-celled organisms, they are referred as a immortal, or it shows the immortality. So why it is so called single-celled organisms are the one which shows the immortality means, here the body itself is a single cell. So the body itself is a single cell, and this, if we take it as a parent single-celled organism, so this single-celled organism, it will undergo the division, that is it undergo with the mitotic division. So the whole body, the single-celled body, it will divide into two halves, into two parts or two halves, and each part is referred as a daughter cells, and each divided parts of the parental single-celled organism will grow into the new organisms. So on that way, the single-celled organism or the divided part of the parental body will never die. It will grow into the new one. So on that way, the single-celled organisms are referred as immortal organisms, and the one in single-celled organism, it will undergo always with the mitotic division, so that the divided or the newly formed daughter cells will always resemble its parents, or it is always similar to its parental one.